Hello and welcome to the IP Study video lecture. Today we are going to cover the chapter called Mindful Eating, a pathway to a healthy body. The topics we are going to cover are components of food, balanced diet, malnutrition, obesity, deficiency diseases, food from farm to plate. The main objective to make you learn this chapter is to make you understand how to list the different components of the food, to understand the significance of balanced diet, and to list the causes of malnutrition and obesity. So, before we start further, can you tell me what is food or why do we need food? Well, food is our basic requirement to stay healthy and to survive. As you already know that all living beings need food to live, to walk, to work, etc. Why do we need to eat food? Well, there are certain things which can only be provided to our body by food. All these things are called nutrients. So, do food have only one type of nutrient or different type of nutrient? Well, to get this answer, let us further study the chapter. Components of food. We need food to grow, to repair damaged and worn out parts, and to keep us healthy. Different nutrients in the food, these nutrients are also called components of food. Different nutrients in our body are essential for our growth. Let us understand how many types of nutrients are there one by one. Okay. So, where do you think human beings get the food or other animals get the food? Most of our food comes from plants. Plants prepare their own food, that is why they are called autotrophs, and we are directly or indirectly dependent on these plants to gain the food. In all the foods, there are 5 basic nutrients present. These nutrients are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins. In all the food, there are 5 basic nutrients. These nutrients are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Let us learn each of them one by one. One of the major nutrients which control the large portion of our food is carbohydrate. It provides us energy to do work. Carbohydrates are present in various food items in the form of starch and sugar. The food we are taking, all the foods which have large amount of sugar in it are carbohydrate. Some of the very common examples of carbohydrate containing foods are rice, wheat, maize, potatoes. The sugar we consume on daily basis is obtained from sugar cane, and it has very high amount of carbohydrate in it. When we consume any food which is rich in carbohydrate, when it is taken in our body, it breaks down into a smaller portion and it releases energy. The body uses this energy to perform various functions such as respiration, breathing, reproduction, etc. So, glucose are of different types. Carbohydrates are of different types. Some are simple carbohydrates, some are complex carbohydrates. One of the simplest carbohydrates which is easily absorbable in our body is glucose. Body needs glucose to get the energy. So, all the food which we eat might have the complex carbohydrate. This break down into simple glucose and absorbed by the body. Now, let us start with fats. Fats also provide energy like carbohydrates. We get fat from plants as well as animal food products. Certain oils like groundnut oil, coconut oil, sunflower oils, these are great source of fats. Similarly, the products of milk such as cream, ghee, butter, they are also very rich source of fat. When we eat these food items, we get energy for our body. Some of the dry fruits such as nuts like groundnuts, cashew nuts, almonds, walnut, all these are also this source of fat. Another important source of nutrient is protein. Protein is required by our body for various purposes, such as to repair the damaged part, to grow, and to manage the worn out parts. What are the sources of protein? Milk is one of the important source of protein which help us grow. And growing children needs good amount of protein for their growth. The amount of nutrients in the body depend on the people to people, depend on the work and everything. For example, growing children need large amount of protein. However, adults do not need large amount of protein. Vitamins and minerals. These are the two another important sources of nutrients which are required by our body. Where do we get vitamins and minerals? Well, we get vitamins and minerals from vegetables and fruits. That is why you are asked to eat so many fruits and vegetables. They are rich source of vitamins and minerals, and if you do not include milk, vegetables and fruits in your food, then you get various kind of diseases. Vitamins and minerals are required in very small amount in our body, even though they are very important. Our body needs 6 different type of vitamins. They are A, B, C, D, E and K. Based on their solubility, vitamins are of 2 types, water soluble and fat soluble. Water soluble vitamins include vitamin C and vitamin B complex. However, fat soluble vitamins include vitamin A, D, E and K. Some of the important functions of vitamins in our body. Let's understand them further. Let us now study some common vitamins, their functions and the food item from which we can get them. Vitamin A. They keep our eyes and skin healthy. Some of the very common sources of vitamin A are carrot, spinach, pumpkin and so on. Another vitamin is vitamin B complex. It keeps our muscle, brain and nerves healthy and helps in the formation of blood cells. Some common examples of vitamin B are green vegetables, whole grains, peas, soybean. We get vitamin C from lemon and all the tangy fruits like lemon, citrus, lime, and they are helpful in keeping our gut and skin healthy. Vitamin D are required to make our bone and teeth strong. We obtain them from milk and fish liver oil. Let us now go through some important minerals. You already know that we need calcium to keep our bones and teeth strong. Some common sources of calcium are milk, cheese, curd and green leafy vegetables. Iron. Iron is also one of the important minerals in our body. You might have heard that when people feel very weak, doctors suggest that they might be anemic. They lack iron in their blood. Why iron is important? Because iron helps in the formation of red blood cells. When we have less iron, we get less red blood cells, and due to which less oxygen transport in our body. Red blood cells help in the transportation of oxygen from one place to another, and iron binds with that oxygen to help in the ease of the transportation. That is why iron is very important. The main sources of iron are green leafy vegetables, wheat, pulses, etc. We also need other minerals like potassium and iodine. We get iodine from salt. You have heard from various advertisements of the salt that our salt is iodized salt. Iodized salt. Why they usually emphasize on the word iodized salt? Because of this very reason. Most of the salt sold in our country contained iodine. This helps in completing the iodine requirement of our body. Another important source for iodine is seafood. We get potassium from tomato, green leafy vegetable. Potassium helps in proper function of our muscles, brain and nerves. Apart from nutrients, our body also needs roughage and water. So what is roughage? The undigestible fibrous material present in our food is called roughage. Some of the common source of roughage are salad, cabbage, corn cob, unpeeled apple and half crushed wheat, which is we also call dalia. Why do we need dalia? Or should I say, why do we need roughage? It is not providing any nutrient to us, still we emphasize on eating them. They have certain important functions in our body. For example, Roughage help in retaining the water need of our body. It add bulk to our food and make the digestive system function properly. Let us now understand why do we need water. You already know water is important for our survival, but why survival? Why we always emphasize on save water, drink large water, why water? Our body is made up of 70% of water. Most of the function in our body are dependent on the water. So if we get the less amount of water, most of the function in our body will not perform. As an outcome, we cannot survive. So our survival is directly dependent on drinking how much water we need on daily basis. Even if you try to remain without water, you cannot survive. You may remain without food for some days, but you cannot remain without water for many days. So I think you should give importance to water, drinking a good amount of water apart from trying to save the water. So some of the common functions of water. It helps in the chemical reactions occurring in the body. It maintains and regulates body temperature. It lubricates our joints and it helps in digestion. Let us now learn about a superfood, which is millets. Most of you have eaten the sarson da saag and makke ki roti and bajre di roti and everything, and it is a common tagline in people in our country. Let's try this roti and that roti. Why do people, especially our ancestors, our grandparents, enforce eating the food such as jowar, bajra, ragi and all? Because they are native food of our country. They all are millets and they have very important nutrient and they are rich source of various nutrients. They are rich in vitamins and minerals like iron, calcium and dietary fibers. That is why they are also called as nutri-cereals. Let us now study balanced diet and importance of it. What is balanced diet? When in a diet all the nutrients are present in sufficient amount, that diet is known as balanced diet. A balanced diet contains both carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, fibers. Why do we need to have balanced diet? A balanced diet helps in proper growth of our body. It keeps us healthy and disease free. Balanced diet vary from people to people. Like I have already told you that nutrient requirement vary from person to person. For example, during childhood, when we are small, we need our bones and muscles to grow. For that, we need large amount of energy as well as bodybuilding food. When the people who start working in the office, they do less physical activity, so their energy requirement is less. Therefore, their carbohydrate and fat requirement is less. However, people who are athletes, who run, who do large number of physical activities, for them, energy giving foods are necessary, so they need to have large amount of fats and carbohydrates in their body. Similarly, when person eat too much, when they eat more than their required amount, then they get different type of diseases. For example, if a person is eating more than its requirement, then they become overweight, and over the time, if they do not maintain their overweight, they become obese. However, if a person do not take the required amount of the food, then they become thin and diseased person. Look at this picture. Do you think they both are healthy? You can immediately say this person is obese, so it's not healthy. But do you think this person is healthy? This person is underweight, so this person is also not healthy. To become healthy, you need to eat the balanced diet, the required amount of diet. Excess of food or lack of food both make you unhealthy. What will happen if you eat less amount of food? So, the malnutrition is a condition that develops when the body does not get the proper amount of nutrients such as carbohydrates, protein, fats, vitamin and minerals. When do we suffer from malnutrition? People suffer from malnutrition when they eat improper amount of food or they do not get sufficient amount of nutrients in their food. Malnutrition can lead to several kinds of diseases. All these diseases are called deficiency diseases. What will happen if you eat excess amount of food than your required food? Well, when you eat less amount of food, you get malnutrition. But if you eat excess of food, you become obese. First you become overweight, then you become obese. Obesity means the being excessively overweight. When do we become obese? We become obese, or when we get obesity, when we consume more food than our body required. If the amount of energy we take is more than the amount of energy we spend, means if you take so much of fat, but you are not moving, you are not doing any physical activity, that fat is stored in our body. This can lead to the obesity. If we eat the food, a high energy giving food, and then we spend that energy, we will not get obese. But if we eat the food and do not use it in our activities, then we will get obesity. So, to maintain our weight, to control the obesity, it is very necessary to eat the right amount of food along with the physical activity. It is necessary to eat the right amount of food depending on our age and physical activity we do in our daily basis. You need to understand that eating a lot amount of junk food is one of the main cause of the obesity, and obesity can lead to several diseases such as cardiovascular diseases. So if you need to become healthy and if you need to remain healthy, it is very necessary you need to check how much amount of junk food you are eating. Therefore, say no to junk food and focus on eating healthy food. Let us now understand what will happen if you do not get the sufficient amount of food, the nutrients in your food. There are several diseases which body suffer from. The diseases which are caused due to deficiency of nutrients is called deficiency diseases. Let us take each deficiency disease one by one. Disease caused due to deficiency of vitamins. First is night blindness. Night blindness is a condition in which persons suffer to observe during the night time or due to dim light. One of the main cause of night blindness is deficiency of vitamin A in the diet. How can we prevent this thing? We can prevent by consuming the food rich in vitamin A, such as carrot, papaya, pumpkin. Another one is beriberi. What is beriberi? Beriberi is a condition in which persons feel extreme weakness, swelling and pain in legs. There is loss of appetite and shortness of breath. The cause of beriberi is deficiency of vitamin B in the diet. If a person consumes a food rich in vitamin B, such as cereals, nuts and pulses, they may not get this disease. Another vitamin deficiency disease is scurvy. It occurs due to deficiency of vitamin C in diet. In this condition, persons suffer from swollen and bleeding gums and aching in legs and arms. In some severe cases, it may even cause death. If we eat food rich in vitamin C, we will not get such kind of disease. Another deficiency diseases are protein, carbohydrate and fat deficiency diseases. Two diseases caused by them are kwashiorkor and marasmus. This condition is mainly observed in the children under the age of 5. In kwashiorkor, children suffer from protein deficiency disease. In this condition, stomach becomes swollen, leg becomes thin and skin shows ugly patches. The disease marasmus is caused by the deficiency of proteins, carbohydrates and fats. So, fat, protein, carbohydrate are more important during the growing phase of the children. They are the major components and it should be included in our food. Let us now take mineral deficiency diseases. First is anemia. I have already told you about anemia. When you do not have iron in your body, it leads to anemia. When a person suffers from anemia, it suffered from pale skin, pale nails, dark patches under the eye, breathlessness, and always feel exhausted. We can curb the anemia by including the food which are rich source in iron. We can curb anemia by including the food which are rich in iron, such as meat, liver, fish, pulses. Do you know countries which are developing, such as India, have anemia as a common problem because people lack food rich in iron in it. Let us now look into the another disease, rickets. Rickets occur in the body when a person suffers from two things. One is vitamin D, another is calcium deficiency. So it is both vitamin and mineral deficiency disease. Our body needs both calcium and vitamin together. They work together, they perform together. If we lack either calcium or vitamin in our diet, person suffer from rickets or associated diseases. When a child lacks vitamin D or calcium in its body, then it suffers from symptoms such as bow legs, knock knees, which is also known as knock knees, and pigeon chest. They are very weak and they are prone to intestinal and respiratory tract infections. See, if you can carefully observe the condition of leg, they are twisted and bowed. This happens when a person lack vitamin D and calcium and suffer from rickets. We can include milk in our daily diet and other food items, and we should also expose ourselves to sunlight. We should go outside and take a minimum amount of sunlight so that vitamin D can perform good in our body. Vitamin D is made by our skin when body is exposed to sunlight. That is why we are asked to go to play outside. Another mineral deficiency disease is goiter. In goiter, thyroid gland which is present in the neck get enlarged. You can look in this picture that there is enlargement of the neck. Another mineral deficiency disease is goiter. Goiters occur in the body when there is enlargement of the thyroid gland present in the neck. You can observe this image. You can see there is enlargement in the neck. People suffering from goiter got this thing. It is one of the significant symptoms to identify the disease. The cause of goiter is iodine deficiency in the body. It can also lead to lowered mental ability among the school-going children. We can prevent the iodine deficiency by including iodized salt in our diet or eating seafood. We have already studied about the food, things present in them, components of the food, and importance of the food, and what will happen if we do not get the sufficient amount of food with rich nutrients. Now the question is, how do we get food? If I ask you where you get the food, you may give me answer like we get the food from the plant source or animal source. You are right. But how we get the food in our plate? Let us now learn food from farm to plate. So how do we get food in our plate? Let us study that further. Have you ever thought the chapati you are eating in your lunch or in your dinner, how do you get that? You might say your mother went to the market or buy the wheat and buy the flour, cook the food and give it to you. But how that food reach to the market? So the food we get from the market or the food we get on our plate, it's a long process. It starts from the farm. Like, let's take an example of chapati only. How do we get chapati in our food? It starts when the farmer start growing wheat in the field. After wheat is harvested, it goes through the process such as threshing and winnowing. And once we get the wheat, farmer send it to the mills for the grinding. It grind and become a flour. This flour is sent to the shops where we can buy it. So, the distance food travel from the farm to the people like us, it is called as food miles. You can look at the story of the roti or chapati. How do we get it on our plate? It starts with the farmer. farmer undergoes the several procedures of agriculture, takes several steps of agriculture to grow the wheat. This wheat go through the winnowing and threshing process to get the grains. Once farmer get the grain, it is sent to the mills where it is first stored, then sent to the mills where it is grinded into the flour. This flour is sent to the shops, transported to the shop where we go and buy and cook our food. The roti you are seeing, the chapati you are seeing on a plate is produced and reached through various multi-steps. Therefore, it is remember for us to not to waste our food and honor the effort of all the people, especially farmers, associated in growing and giving us such a good food. Now that we have covered all the topics, let us recall what we have learned today. The main components of the food are carbohydrates, fat, protein, vitamins and minerals. Carbohydrate and fat are the source of energy, whereas protein help us growth, repair and maintains the body. Vitamins and minerals are protective food, protects us from various diseases. We need all the 5 nutrients in our body, so we need to have a diet which contains all these nutrients. The diet which contains the nutrients are called as balanced diet. If we lack any of the nutrient, it leads to the deficiency disease. If we get excess of nutrients in our body, it can lead to obesity. That's all for today. I hope you learned a lot. We will meet again in the next lecture. Thank you.